I try not to make rules about the character. I kind of like don't like that idea of like my character would never do that. You know, like, anything's possible. There's things that I do all the time that are out of character. Well, what does that mean to be in character? A process that honestly I don't really understand. It has as much or maybe more so to do with other people than me.
Mm-hmm.
The
other people,
filmmaker, the other
with,
actors,
yeah.
people on set, the crews, so many people that you don't even know about, and they have such a profound impact on the character and the role and how you're feeling that day and how you behave. It's something that honestly I don't fully understand, and I don't really want to. Each movie just starts telling you what it wants to be. And sometimes you talk about things in a way on one movie that you wouldn't on another. I'm trying more and more just to really just have like these possibilities available, but not make any kind of decision until I'm in the experience.
Does the makeup really help? Because if all of a sudden you had to play Picasso and you look at yourself in the mirror, nothing. But then with the makeup, it...
Yes, but you have to learn how to use it. It's a mask that you have to learn how to use because you have a number of, you know your mannerism, your gestures, what you do. But when they apply a mask, it may change. You think that you're doing something and the result outside is completely different. So you have to employ some time trying to understand, how is this new you and how to use it to just provoke the same feelings that you're looking for when you are a normal person, when you are not using any kind of prosthetic. So it's kind of tricky. You have to play on that game. It modifies even the way that you walk. Yeah. Believe it or not, you have this face, that you are completely different from the exterior, and then it modifies, your body just becomes something, even your voice. Everything is a package at the end that you have to learn how to control because it's new.
Oh, I said, Mr. Strasberg, I'm doing this show on Broadway. I've never done anything for weeks and months on end. What advice can you give me? And he had a sandwich in his hand, and he said, you do it. It's your job.
You went from the Marines after 2 years, and you went to Juilliard.
Right.
How does anything translate from the Marines to studying acting?
Actually, yeah, I think so. It's like, for me, I feel it's like it's a small group of people working, as a team. Everyone has a role. You have to know your role. It's not about one individual person. So it's never like you show up on a movie or a play and like try to make everyone work around you. You're just one part of a bigger picture.
What's it like as a kid? I mean, how do you handle that rejection?
It's interesting because I remember, you're sort of set up and you're put into this system where I think that you're supposed to be a jack of all trades, and you're 11, 12 years old, and you're sort of conditioned to say, well, the casting director's there and say, well, can you juggle? And you're like, absolutely I can juggle, can you ski? Hell yeah, I'm your man, I'll do whatever you want, little tap dancing show. So you're supposed to like set yourself up as somebody that can, basically do anything that they want. And I remember sort of having that attitude for a while. And I didn't book a job for like a year at like 12, 13 years old. And I know that's not, that's like a big sob story, but but the truth is, it was that year of like rejection where I finally said to I suppose I took a different attitude towards the audition process. And I started to get jobs after that. And I think it was really because I said to myself, I'm not dependent on this job. This isn't going to define me, and I started to sell myself less, prepare more for the roles, really investigate the characters as much as I could, and not feel like, my self-worth was dependent on whether I booked the job or not. And I think that's finally what clicked with me, and I realized that casting directors weren't always necessarily looking for the Broadway showman that could do whatever they wanted, but somebody that had, I don't want to say a little edge to them, but, a different attitude about the audition process.